Good morning, everybody. This is Tuxedo Ian. Welcome back. We are continuing our playthrough of Book of Hours. This will be, I believe, video number 64 in our series. Yes. So, when we last left off, we had just completed getting several of our skills leveled up, so we're going to dive back in and see if we can finish using up the rest of our lessons. I think we still have some more to use, but let's see what we've got going on. Welcome back. Everything is remembered. Hush House endures. Okay, so we still have six lessons left to use here. We had Door and Wall, Drums and Dances, Edicts Liminal, Two Rites of the Roots, and a Sand Stories. So I think we have memories for the Sand Stories progressing here. Let's see. Yes, we're doing Intuition, and so we're doing one for Sand Stories here. We do have our stuff that we dropped outside the house. We'll grab our fish and move those to the kitchen. Actually, what we'll do, we'll go ahead and cook the fish. We can poach the mackerel. Not sure what we'll do with that wood yet, but we'll figure something out. Alright, so Leaves and Thorns is now level 4. 5 Nectar, 4 Grail. And let's see, so Edict's Liminal is at 7, so yeah, we're going to need Knock and Moth for that, so we're going to need to make... We have a Storm to use, so let's get started making another... yeah, we can make a Thunderskin's Pain. And then we can turn that into another Swaddled Thunder. Just to store that storm for later. One, two, 3 memories. Because Sand Stories should be getting... Yeah, is it level 3? So Sand Stories, and then 1, 2, 3 memories. And our Gisting Fet. Another fruit plucked from Knowledge's tree. Now let's see, was there anybody we wanted to hire today? Mr. Kill, we need to make... Do we have a Chronos Cord down here? No, we used it. So we need to make a Chronos Cord. So let's get working on that. Clockworks, the Gervinite, and a Shapt. Makes a Chronos Cord. Edge. Knock. Oh, that's right, we wanted... It's wintertime, so we need the... We need the Fisherman. In winter, when the storms close the seas, the fishermen will offer their services for $1 a day. Fishermen offer moon and a little sky. Alternatively, add a soul card to find any rarer guests who might be seeking employment. Fishermen in this part of the world have a reputation as smugglers, and worse than smugglers. Those days are past. Excuse me. Those days are past, mostly, and mostly they just catch pilchards now. But they still remember the words spoken in silence to the moon and the sea. So he starts with 2 moons. We'll give him the Wormwood Dream to get him to 8 moon. And then let's see, what do we have else? We can give him the Globe to give him 1 more piece of moon. And we can give him some Pickled Pilchards to get him 2 more. Because you need to get him to 13. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we have some Eigengrouse somewhere, I believe. I know we have some moon. Well, we have some water we can give to him. Yeah, water has moon, so that works. That'll get us to 13. Because we'll just pour that out. And it's poured out. Alright, so our poached mackerel is done. We do not poach fish in Brancog without recalling the turbot crisis of 1786, when Dr. Westcott caught a prodigious turbot, and required the kitchen to poach it for him without division. But no vessel of sufficient size could be found to poach it entire. At last they resorted to alchemical assistance. Mackerel, fortunately, requires no alchemy for its poaching. So that counts as a first course, so we'll hold that around for later. And we can go ahead, we have a pudding here, this baked pear meringue we can put on the table. Alright, so there's Sand Stories at level 4. 4 moon, 5 rose. And let's see now. So we have Door and Wall. We would need not 8 memories for that. That one would be tricky because we need to get some crafted memories for that one. Edict's Liminal, we would need, again, crafted memories. Rites of the Roots is at 7. That one would also need some crafted memories, so we'll hold off on those for now. We'll work on that tomorrow. Sorry if I'm a little sniffly today. Cold is trying to get me again. Memories don't last as long outside books, but it's made a difference for the day. Okay, so we'll give him the water. And that will get him to 9. Give him a tryst, which will get him to 10. Alright, so there's our Thunderskin's Pain, which we will immediately sock back in, along with a core. And another core, which will make us a Swaddled Thunder. Drum Storm potential into the weft to capture more heart aspect. So let's see, what else can we start can we do with our cooking here? We can make some more dough. What comes? Neither of us knows yet, but we will. And I'll give him the pilchards. An acquired and unforgettable taste. That will get him to 12, and then the globe will be the tool that will get him to 13, and we can open that room. When a Chronos cord is completed, it is fully wound for the first and only time. We'll come back here. All right, so it is wintertime, so we do want to harvest some flowers. Few flowers flourish in the depths of winter. Blue crown is one of those few, because we can always use more blue crown for making our Solomon's preparations. Which I don't know how many more of those we'll need, but better to have them than not. The sustenance has boosted their aspects, and we just need to give them the globe now. I can lend my assistants something to help, increasing their abilities. And while I'm thinking about it, we need to come over here. We need to make another wind in waiting, which we can do with strings and songs. And add a fust. Secure a wind's promise from the sky. Mix dough, an ingredient for a higher purpose. And we can take that dough and we can make bread with it. Alright, our fisherman is ready. We'll open up this perilous path. This route was never safe, even before the last round of storms had their way with it. Who better to navigate us in areas that's storm-wrought than a fisherman, of course. So let's see. We're going to need a name-day riddle, which means we're going to need at least one knock memory here. So let's get that started. And then let's see. We also are going to need... So let's plan on doing... door and wall if we can, because we have Curious Hunch and the Didymos, which gives us 2. So we need 6 more memories on top of that for door and wall. So forge or knock. So let's see what we can do with that. Alright, forge. We can get there, 1. So forge 1. Yep, that's not going to help us. We need... C does not regret for salt. So that's 4. That one will be 5. 6. 7. We may not need to craft anything. Let's... Because we can do... Yeah, because we can do... Belletry interviews here to get stolen secret. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 2 more memories, which we can get 1 more from here. We can get a secret or secret threshold. Oop, wrong book. We want the other ones. There we go. And then we'll do our health with that. And we need one more. Oh, we have a Newman we can use that has knock. So we can do Sun's Design. Which is in Crack Track. We can use that, and that should give us our 8 memories. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so that's 8 memories, and that will upgrade Door and Wall to its highest level. Sleep, O thou tempest, for now bow thy head. So there's our Swaddled Thunder, a storm swathed in subtle threads, ready to be released at the few judicious snips. And we can open that up by examining it. Oh, and we need to use our yellowing newspaper. We can use that to get another knock memory. I'd almost forgotten we had one of those. So that actually saves our Didymos. So there's 1 blue crown. And 2 blue crown. And we can harvest a Lenten Rose from here. Pluck the petals of the Lenten Rose. Here we've got some bread. Use bread with a knife and mushrooms, ham, pilchards, or other savory things, or add apples and spice for a classic English pudding. So let's experiment with that. So if we add the spice scales and the bread, maybe the plums. Nope. But if we do this without the plums, we use the knife instead, we can make plum croutons, which has heart, grail, and nectar. I don't know that we need that specific thing, but we do have some ham. So we add the ham and the knife. We can make a ham and cheese toasty. If we add mackerel, that doesn't do anything. If we add, let's see, what else do we have around? We add jam. Does that do anything? No. Got the rosehip jam. No. We do need some pilchards. Or let's see, if we add the blackberries, does that do anything? No. Maybe add spices with that? Nope. Yeah, something to think of later. Let's see if we can find some more pilchards, since we're out of those. And see what we can find on the moor in wintertime. Rime rims the moor tarns. But has the sea seeded today? And we have found the boathouse, the best way to come to Brankrug unnoticed. Most recently, an unofficial means for Suppression Bureau officials to come and go. Brankrug Boathouse. The boat is gone. The sea remains. That is, of course, the way it usually works. Discard objects here, release beasts, or go for a swim. So I can put an element of the soul in, a thing, or a beast. Swimming requires an element of the soul with heart and scale. Generally, this means health. And we've opened up the submerged sea caves. The sea has claimed these caves. The tide thunders below. I'll need to find some way to lower the water level before I can enter. Ah, so that's where we can use this uncovered depths. Once more, the sea is withdrawn from the caves of the isle. So there's an occult scrap for us. Secret histories are layered beneath the ones we know, like the notes in rare wine. The librarian knows this well. Alright, so let's collect our memories. And we add door and wall. Oop. No, we could use the invincible audacity for that, but we don't need to. So lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a curious hunch. And then lastly, we add Shapt. There's always more to learn. Improve this skill to level 9. Just before night falls. So let's see. Let's look at drums and dances and see. So that one is at level 7, so we would need 7 nectar or heart skills. So we definitely need to read a new Newman book for that, because that will give us nectar. So we can get nectar from... Which one was it? Oh, the bird song one. No? Oh, right. The Great Counterfeit. Yes, this one teaches us a... So that one's in Deep Mandaic. We add core, so that'll get us a Newman for that, and then we can read Wrapped in the King, which gives us another persistent memory. We can use our Fascinated Faust for that. One last pipe shrill, and the wind is still. So that's Moth and Grail, and Sky and Scale. So that's Moth. So that's 2 Moth, or that's 1 Moth. We need to make another Curious Hunch. We need to start a memory for that. Door and wall is now level 9. 9 forge and 10 knock. The lock seeks its key, the wall seeks its door, and we who would pass learn at last that they are not our servants. William Harries. And this room is just about done down here. The Caves, the Curia's last secret. Right under Governor Collar's nose, Levinson, Blackwood, and Van Loren all continued their careful investigation of the Brankrug Sea Caves. Many of the species here are unknown to Cornwall. Some have not been seen anywhere under this sun. Sea caves splash cautiously through the shallower tunnels. So we would need moon or scale to investigate here, which we do not have just yet. And then a skill with that. So the new room that has opened up is a menacing phosphorescence. The pumps have drained enough water to splash through, but everything is splotched and spotted with sickly, alien, wondrous, mesmeric light. When I retreat, I find the same glow on my boots. Whatever I do, I should not do it hastily. 14 moon, or 14 nectar. Well, that's certainly going to be a trick, isn't it? But I think we actually have a way to do that. Do we still have 2 things of pairs here? Yes, we do. So, let's get clever. So we have pears there, and some beeswax. And then we need a skill with chandlery. Glazing and lightsmithing will not go in there, but let's see what else has chandlery. Insects and nectars, yes. So then we add a soul piece. So we can make a Paris auricalcinous candle, a potent light in the right place. So this is where we can really get clever with something here. Because what we can, and I'll show you exactly what we're going to do to open that level up. Because 14 Moon is going to be a little bit of a stretch with what we currently have. If we had an upgraded Trist, we could probably do it. But without that, we're going to have to get really, really clever about how we do things. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make ourselves that candle. Oh, a new day. We found a yew blank. A wood sacred to the Malachite was also called the ring yew, but also the tree that the dead pass in the dark. And some more sand. So we'll go out hunting again and see what we can find. And we're going to get Reverend Timothy's help today. Reverend Timothy's words always run ahead of him, but his thoughts always catch up in the end. So we'll use a Foss to get his attention. Reverend Timothy enjoys thoughtful conversation, prayer, and tea, and he'll offer his assistance in return for a 1 shilling donation to church funds. Well, good thing we have a shilling here. We do appreciate the contribution. Clouds. And an offer from Oriflammes. Oriflammes, established 1776, Sense, Signs, and Sciences. Dear Librarian, we would like to offer you the opportunity to purchase the Skeleton Songs. Poems of greedy delight, composed by the possibly pseudonymous Arabella Dusk, the rumored heiress turned madam turned poetess. Teaches resurgences and emergences, and it's from the nocturnal period, 4 grail, and it's only 1 tally, so what the heck, why not? Oriflammes thanks you for your custom. A new book that's only 1 tally, why the heck not? Alright, so first off, we're going to talk to Reverend Timothy. Reverend Timothy is always, always happy to chat. Add an element to the soul to enhance his effectiveness, or just talk. Unlike some assistants, Timothy can make use of candles. So we will give him first, we will give him health. I'm ready to lend my limbs. So that will give him 1 point of nectar. There's our earth sign. And there's our great counterfeit. And we're going to need another one of those here in a minute, so we'll go ahead and start reading that all over again. Because we are going to give that one to Timothy. There's our knock secret threshold. So then we can come over here. Actually, we can use, instead of using a desk, we'll use the necropsy table. So secret threshold. Let's see, Dornwall. What does Dornwall make what we need? No, that makes glassfinger toxin. So instead we need, I think it's preliminal meter. Yes, a preliminal meter makes us a curious hunch. Actually, we don't even need the secret threshold to make... Well, yes, we do, because we need the memory as the ingredient. So that will be another moth memory and knock. Forge and nectar. So many consider them opposites. Is there another truth in the Malachite's shadows? We have made a pear-scented candle, a candle scented with purus or a calcanus. 4 nectar, 4 forge, and a little bit of lantern. It's a candle and it's a light source. But we have a point that we're going to make with that. Because we can give that to Reverend Timothy to boost his aspects because he needs lantern. Or he needs nectar today. So we'll give him the Great Counterfeit and discuss that memory with him about the Sun and Splendor and the Forge of Days not being able to be joined, but Sunset Celia and the Swan King could. This secret is the trick of it. So that will get him to 6. And then we can give him the candle, which will get him to 10. And then we can give him the bowl of pears to get him to 14. Which will be just enough to open up that door. Open up that new room. A light for dark places. I can offer my assistant a candle. This will increase their aspects. They'll keep any candle stumps that might be left over. Yeah, because we need 14 nectar, and this will get him to exactly 14. So there's our next one of those. We're also going to need a memory from the plant here. And we're going to need to read Ambrosial. So let's see. And luckily we got some clouds, so that's moth. So we have moth. Oh no, we need moth and nectar. So we have moth there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Or crafting a curious hunch makes 6. So we just need one more. Which will be 7, the one we're getting from the plant. To get to 8, and then to get it to 9, we would need to use a name day riddle. Okay, we found a serpentine slab, the gray-green root rock of the Cornish coast. Let's go out again. And some more sand. We just keep finding sand out on the beach. I know. We got to hit something else. We've got to hit pilchards eventually. The deck has to run out at some point. Every candle has its shadow. This has improved their aspects appropriately. This was something. Dust. So now we can give him the bowl of pears that we've been saving. And this will get him to 14. And then we can let him loose on that room and open it up. We don't even need to give him anything to drink or use a tool. The moth's gift or mine. Curious hunch. There's our memory scent. Bunch of stuff hiding out here in the outside, but it'll stay there for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just need one more memory, which is coming from Ambrosial. All right, Reverend Timothy, go open that. Go deal with that menacing phosphorescence. So even though he had no nectar at all, we managed to get him up to 14 nectar to deal with that. And we have a memory impulse. It doesn't exactly make sense, but I understand it anyway. So we'll grab Rites of the Roots. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 memories. And our Arab. our Western Grired Arab, and I can last approach mastery. Improve this skill to level 8. So this will give us 9 nectar and 8 moth. All right, so we need to make another wind, and now we need to make another wind in waiting. Thanks to strings and songs being so high, we could basically just churn those out now. And we'll read Wrapped in the King again, just to get another one of those, another earth sign. And while I'm thinking about it, we need to go with drums and dances and health. And we need 2 more points of nectar. So we can use the earth sign to get that last 2 points of nectar we need for that. And we can make ourselves a the ones that comes the beehives. All right, so let's see, what else do we have here? We have 14 knock. So we do have a sacrament malachite. We have somewhere we have a sacrament malachite. Yes, we do. We have we have sacrament asite. So that's 6 knock. And then the Chronos Cord is another 6 knock. So if we hire Timothy again with his 2 knock that he comes with, so we'll give him another shilling, and we do appreciate the contribution. Should have just enough time to get him boozed up. Or he has 1 knock, so we can give him a shaft, which will get him 2 knock. And then the drink and the tool, which will get him to 15. This Rites of the Roots is now level 8. We found some animal bones. What remains? And some more sand. Come on. Now we can use those to make essential periost, or anything using remains. We have a winter recipe that uses winter and remains to make essential periost. So there is our skeleton songs, a new book for us. Teaches resurgences and emergences, which I don't think we need more lessons in. Well, it's at level 7, so that would give us 1 more and get it to 8. But we'll put this on our to-read shelves for now. And let's see. So Timothy, yeah, we'll have just enough time to get that done. So Timothy first has finished the Deep Light Caves. When the gods from stone were swept away, the Carapace Cross who had served them were swept away too. The Seglas kind, the Wormphoda kind, the Glitterfloge kind, and those wise and mighty ones are gone into nowhere or hiding, or us. Here in the fire-warmed waters, away from the justice of sunlight, their legacy quietly thrives. Deep light corals, where the wild few traffic with the tides. Crafting, where we can use nectar, rose, scale, or moon. And we can. It's a Bosk evolution station, so it could just take soul and an extra memory. Pulsing darkness. If the isle had a heart, we would hear its pulse. 15 moth or 15 scale. That's going to be tricky. We're going to definitely have to use some Skin-Shuck mead for that. We'll have to either make it or see if we have one left over somewhere. That is a big hermit crab. And we've got an octopus down here. And let's see if we can find anything. Do we have anything we can use the sea caves to search the sea caves here? We can use a health. And we need something with scale, so we can use coil and chasm. Echoes in the endless night. See what's down there, if anything. My assistant and I fall easily into conversation. We give him the Cronus cord. I can lend my assistant something to help increasing their abilities. This is a device, a one-use tool. You won't get it back. So with that, we can start our cycle over again by making an amethyst ampoule. There's our earth sign. So we can then take that with drums and dances, earth sign, and a health. Or can we use our Arab here? No, because we need to... Well, can we use the earth sign in inspiration? Yes, we can. So we don't need to use the health because we can use the Arab. And that lets us make a hive's lament. A beating in the heart. And let's see, so we'll need to use that, then we'll go ahead and read this one again. Looks like we'll have just enough time to get Timothy. Device has boosted their aspects appropriately. So that's 9, and now we give him the Sacrament Asite that we have over here. Now we'll get him to 15 knock, so he can open up one of those vaults for us. That one's 14, that one's 16, so we'll have him open that one. Or, let's see, do we have anything up here that's 15 knock? No, those are 12. So we'll have him open... Let's see, do we have enough time? No, we don't. One last pipe shrill, and the wind is still. It has its uses, but none of them are simple, and few are safe. So let's make some Gervanite. So let me check something here. I know we have something else around here that has knock. I know we have some knock candles somewhere. There we go. We have a moth orchid candle. That's what I was thinking of. So we can give him that, and that will get him to 17 knock, so he can open up that big chamber here. That way we're not wasting a point of knock. Well, we're wasting one, but we can open up this sealed vault. A triple lock of unornamented iron sealed with black wax. Some Eva's locks. Got to be fish in the sea somewhere. Gleanings from the darkness. Some contraband jetsam, flung overboard in furtive haste. Well, we can go ahead and start opening that. Who threw this overboard? It's late. Another time, you can't speak with assistants at night. Make use of them quickly or let them go home. So we'll have him open this sealed vault here. A heavy iron door sealed with black wax, a triple lock of unornamented iron. And we can get him over here again after we make another Chronos cord to have him open this one. So we'll wait until this gate is open and then we'll go on. So there's our Hive's Lament, a buzzing in the skull. Okay, so for Moth, that gives us one, Moth and Nectar. So 1, 2, 3. We'll need to read the Wrapped in the King again, because we're making a lot of earth signs today. And we need another secret threshold. So we can make another curious hunch. Then we'll need to read ambrosial. Stuff's piling up out here. I'm not even sure what we can do with a serpentine slab, really. U-blank has... Well, we can use the U-blank. We can definitely use that. We might as well. Since we've used up our pears, we can put the wood in the stove. Cut it up with a knife. Add Rites of the Roots. And our Western Guard Arab. And we need a memory. Or another green ingredient. Let's see. We need something with nectar. Just need 1 point. We can use blackberry jam. Okay, so that's not the one that makes that. That makes sacrament malachite. That doesn't make the pears. So let's go back. Insects and nectars. Yes, insects and nectars. No, that makes Maricat. Spices and savors. Yes, that makes the Paris. And we only need 10 points for that, so we can put the blackberry jam back. Yeah, so we'll make another dose of Pyrrhus there. Turn that wood into pears. Rouse strange fruit, ripe with both forge and nectar aspect, to burst from the wood. And we found a box of rarities, a tiny treasury of forgotten things. Perhaps there's real rarity in here somewhere. So let's find out what's in that. Something small and rare. I think that's what we saw before when we got a Spintria out of it, but we'll find out. And in this sealed vault we find Where did the Curia of the Isle come from? Across the Western Ocean from Noon, where the Ordo Lime made their home? That would raise more questions than it answered. But this vault would seem to be of their making, and it would also seem to reference the oath called the Iron Chain, which binds every resident of Noon to remain hidden from the world, so that the Calyptra might not look upon us, so that the Chancel might not hear our names, so that the Hours might not devour us. How lovely a thought that is, isn't it? And we have another storm. We could make another swaddled thunder if we wanted to, or we could use it to read something or make something else. So we have a morbid casket, a treasure bequeathed by a death-hunted merchant prince in his last days. A coppery casket, a treasure stored by the doomed child of two immortals seeking sanctuary at Hush House from the terrible hunger of their parents. A hive casket, a treasure stored by a visionary apiarist with Blomberindi in lineage. A child's treasury of golden afternoons. Once upon a time, a very bad man encoded very bad things into the charming illustrations of a book of charming stories. Wake the pictures, and you will see. This book houses a Newman, a truth so powerful it can perhaps believe itself. So we'll add this up here, and unfortunately we cannot read this one just yet because it is written in Hyksos. Yet one more book that we need Hyksos to read, along with that movie. And Amiranus Betelli, a fragment of iron alloy meteorite, carefully inscribed and polished. This object houses a Newman, a truth so powerful it can perhaps believe itself. So this is 10 Forge, and it teaches us about bells and brasseries. So we'll add this one up here to our Newman shelf. And this one teaches about sharps. What's a treasury of golden children's stories doing teaching about sharps? Very suspicious, very suspicious. But, okay, I think that's going to just about do it. So there's our Gervanite. So we might as well go ahead and start making our next Cronus cord, since everything else has finished. And we have plenty of shaft. So place the Gervanite at the heart of a knock device. And with that, we will go ahead and call it a day. Thank you for joining me. If you've been enjoying what you've been watching, please leave a like or a comment. If you want to see where this journey is going, please subscribe. And I will catch all of you tomorrow.